Hello and welcome. I am so happy you're here joining us for Slow Flow today. Whenever you're practicing, I hope that you're having a good day. And let's start class today in a child's pose. So coming into child's pose, feel the big toes touching, sitting back on the heels, and then spread those knees as wide as is comfortable. And slowly start to allow that heart to fall between the open knees as you reach the fingertips to the far corners of the mat. And as we feel that forehead touching down, we're going to take a few moments to just breathe in quiet space, feeling it travel in and out the body. So go ahead and lay that head down. Close the eyes. And we'll use these breaths to allow ourselves to come into the present. Those exhales we'll let go. As we breathe in, we feel this moment. And exhale, release it. And then when you start to feel ready to move, draw those hands underneath the shoulder blades, press yourself up into table pose, hands and knees. And you might make some adjustments to get there. Drawing the knees underneath the hips, the hands come underneath the shoulders, and right away start to feel that really active grip in those hands. So you feel the fingertips pressing into the mat. And from there, I feel my elbows are buoyant and soft, but my arms are really strong. And that goes all the way up into my shoulders and my heart. And then I feel that also drawing down the front of my body, and I start to feel that low belly tug in and up, engaging with that Uddiyana Bandha, that low belly lock. Good. Now from here, let's move with our breath. Cats and cows. Inhales, gaze and tailbone lift. Exhale, press away. Cat pose, tucking chin toward chest. Breathe in. And exhale, press away. Move with your breath. And as I move here, I'm staying engaged with that low belly, with my arms. I'm starting to feel my body activate here. Noticing different things each round. Maybe it's the belly, the back. Maybe it's the hips and the heart, the shoulders. What do you feel? All right, coming through that neutral table pose after that last cat. Take little C shapes with the spine, stretching that head and the tailbone in opposite direction. So maybe it's less of a C shape and more of like a snake almost. I don't know, just feel that body. And then you might even feel called to those big circles back over the heels. Just take 2 rounds in each direction if you do. Move really slow so you can feel all those little pieces. Good. And then from here, let's just tuck our toes under, and you might inch those fingertips forward. Get ready for downward facing dog. Big breath in, start to lift the knees. Exhale, press back. Good, so it's our first down dog of the day. It might take a little time to feel really active and good here, and that's okay. You can take the feet wider to take some weight out of the hands. And with that lightness, you can really engage with those arms and shoulders. So feeling the collarbones, maybe smile open. Feeling the shoulder blades ease down the back and engage in that shoulder loop. Reaching the hips to the ceiling so the heart presses to thighs, heels melt to mat. Big breath in here. And sigh out. Good. You might walk the dog, bending the knees, shaking and nodding the head. But let's start to walk those hands back toward the feet. And we'll find a standing forward fold at the back of our mat. So here I feel the weight even in all four corners of each of my feet. And those feet are about hips width distance apart. Knees are soft. But the hamstrings are stretching because I'm reaching my hips to the ceiling. And then I allow my head and neck to hang heavy. Let's catch bind here with opposite elbows. Breathe. And as I exhale here, as I'm recording right now, I feel my spine loosening, easing to the mat here with each breath out. And in today in particular, I notice it right here in the middle of my back, right where my bra is. Let's let go of that bind as you breathe out. Feel your body. Next breath in, let's rise through standing mountain pose, super slow-mo. So keep that chin tucked in so head lifts last. Arms alongside us. Good, let's come through neutral here. So really rooting into our feet. Scanning up through the body. Noticing those places we feel strong. Those places where we can soften. And notice all of that energy comes up through that center line of the body, following that spine almost, reaching up the crown of the head. Let's breathe right here. Good. Inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. Exhale, draw hands through heart center. Here with our eyes closed, let's set an intention. Knowing that your intention could be super simple. Be with breath. That will help you check in and stay present throughout class. But an intention is really just like a touchstone. It's something that we keep coming back to. And it's like we're planting a seed inside of us that we like to call forth into growth or being. So maybe you identify a singular word you like to touch back on throughout class. Go ahead and set one that serves you today. Breathe in, we'll reach back up to the sky. And let's take a side bend to the left, bind with the right wrist, step right foot off the mat. Nice wide stance, exhale, lean over. Keeping that heart lifting to the ceiling, drawing in and up through the low belly. Really slow, breathe in, back through center. Exhale, take this off to the right. Breathe here. Inhale, back through center. Let's spread those arms nice and wide, cactus shape. Feel that low belly draw in, heart lift. Exhale, fold forward and let it go. Releasing head and neck. Releasing palms. Good. Breathe right here. On an inhale, let's take halfway lift. So as you breathe in, hands come to thighs. The crown of head starts to reach long as we lift that front body halfway up. So we want to have almost like a flat back, but our spine is actually curved naturally. So just allow that heart to reach forward. Draw in and up through low belly here. Draw shoulders down the back. Exhale, fold forward, let it go. Let's walk those hands back out into a downward facing dog. Taking a full round of breath right there. On a breath in, let's roll that body forward into high plank pose. Inhale, feel those hips come in line with the shoulders. Active fingertips hold right here. Then exhale, drop the knees to the mat, and maybe you lift those heels up toward the seat tonight. Breathe in. Then exhale, lower all the way to the belly, keeping elbows in nice and snug to the rib cage. Drop those feet, ground into the tops of the feet, and feel that pinky edge of toe pressing in. Weight stays out of the hands. Breathe in, baby cobra. Peel just the chest off of the mat. Good, breathe here. Exhale, lower the chest down. Breathe in, we'll press up through table pose. And as you exhale, sink back into child's pose. Or maybe simply sit back on the heels, keeping that chest upright for hero's pose. The hands can be atop the knees, or maybe one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly if you're in hero's pose. And let's just take a few breaths to check in, to feel your body as it is now, and to be with yourself. Allowing yourself to notice, to practice that observation as things come up within you, around you. Drift across and into your awareness. Observe, and then gently come back to that breath. Allowing this to be tonight's practice. When you're ready, come back into that table pose, hands and knees. Moving organically as you need. And then downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Big full breath in, sigh out. Inhale, bend the knees, let the gaze peek forward, and exhale, come to standing forward fold at the very top of the mat. Again, check on those feet, even weight, hips width distance, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift, let's rise up. Exhale, forward fold, release. Good. Halfway lift once more. Feel the weight kind of come into the heels almost. You can lift off the toes. Exhale, fold and let go. Inhale through standing, rise up, arms, gaze, reaching overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breath and intention, checking in here. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Breath in through center. Exhale to the left. Through center, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, rise up. Exhale, plant hands, step feet back, high plank pose. Drop those knees as you breathe out. Inhale once more here. Then exhale, lower only halfway down. Find chaturanga. Breathing in, pressing onto tops of feet and lifting through knees. As heart lifts through those arms, upward facing dog. Stay tugged in through that low belly as you exhale to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Good. Inhale, bend knees, peak gaze forward. Exhale, top of mat, standing forward fold. Breath in, halfway lift, rise. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale through, standing, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Check in and connect right here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and good, release. From here, let's lift that left foot off the mat. Send it all the way to the back. Pivot and plant that left leg flat and breathe in, warrior one. Good, feel that right leg, that right foot grounded, heart lifts here. And we're working the hips towards square at the front of the room. You feel that nice opening in the front of the right hip here, and we're grounded through that knife edge of that left foot. Breathe. Exhale, lower down, low runner's lunge. Come back onto the ball of the left foot. Ground into that left palm, revolve, side angle, breathe in. Right arm reaches out and up, take that twist. Stay lifted through that left hip, left inner thigh here. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand plants, right foot steps back, meets the left high plank pose. Drop the knees, or maybe you leave them lifted this round. Inhale. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Press into tops of feet, breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, breathe here. Breathe in, bend knees, peak gaze forward. Exhale to top of mat, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. Good. Inhale, rise through standing. Exhale, hands to heart center, check in. Breathe in, reach back up. Exhale, fold forward, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down. Let's reach right foot up, send it back. Pivot and plant flat for warrior one stance. Breathe in, rise up. Good. Closing your eyes and breathing here. Feeling your body. Exhale, circle the hands down. Come back onto ball of right foot, plant into right arm. Breathe in, revolve, side angle, left arm lifts. Exhale, left hand lowers. That left foot will step back to meet the right, high plank pose. Drop those knees, breathe in. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Ground into tops of feet, upward facing dog, breathe in. And exhale, downward facing dog, good work. Now maybe you stay right there in that downward facing dog. Totally cool. Breathe. Maybe you drop those knees though and sit back into that child's pose or hero's pose. Connecting with your breath, making sure it's still long, slow, grounded. And if you find that you need to reconnect, that's okay. I did. Breathe into this moment. Let go of all else. And those things, they manifest differently for each of us. Today for you, it might be thoughts or emotions, things on our to-do list or plans we have. It also could be expectations that we have for ourselves and for our practice. And as we're here, let's remember that things simply are as they are. It's not up to us to change it. It's up to us to see, honor, and accept it as it is. Meaning that today, let's see, honor, and accept ourselves as we are. So with that next breath in, rise into that table pose, hands and knees. And maybe you move here a little bit with your breath. But let's eventually tuck toes, press back, downward facing dog. Big, full breath in. Sigh out. Inhale, bend knees, peak gaze forward. Exhale to top of mat, standing forward, fold. Breath in, halfway lift. Breath out, fold in. And we'll start to bend the knees and sink the hips down and back. Maybe you choose to heel toe those feet together as we find a chair pose. So the toes can be together with the heels slightly apart, or you might take a wide-legged chair today with those heels separated. We just want the weight sinking back into the heels. We feel that tailbone hang heavy, and we feel the low belly drawing in and up here. Now let's root through that right foot, bring hands together at heart center. Start to lift off of the left toes. Sending that left leg back. Crescent warrior, breathe in. So here in crescent, we feel a deep lunge in the right leg, grounding into the right toes. And then we're on the ball of the back foot and the heel is working over top those toes. That left inner thigh is really engaged in turning upward. Low belly and front body tugging in, reaching up. Breathe here. Good. On our next exhale, start to pivot that left foot flat. We're coming into side angle pose. So bring right forearm to right thigh. Left foot is parallel with the back of the mat, and that left arm reaches to the ceiling. Breathe here. Good, and you might even feel a stretch in that right inner thigh. Let's inhale and extend these left fingertips forward, extended side angle. Good. Wait for your next breath in to rise into warrior two. Good. Those arms are spreading wide to a T. The rib cage, though, is knitting together. Shoulders coming together behind the back. And there's a lot of sensation building in that right thigh. I know, breathe here. Gaze off of right fingertips. Next breath in, sky archer pose, straighten through the right leg, but keep the knees soft as we reach the right arm up and overhead, and maybe even take a bind here. Good. Let's come into a star pose, turning all 10 toes to face the long edge of the mat, and then tuck those heels in so toes are actually pointing out. Bend into both of the knees, goddess squat. So we feel that tailbone sink down, those knees spread wide here. And then those arms might be along the sides, like you're a waitress carrying 2 trays, or like you're just a queen goddess holding whatever she's holding because she's a queen and she can do whatever. So these can be your hands. You might also reach those hands up overhead, bring them together to touch, or simply have those hands together at heart center. But breathe right here. Good, inhale back to that star pose. And then from here, we're gonna come into triangle pose. So turn those right toes forward. Allow those arms to reach forward, breathe in. And exhale, hinge body down. Right hand inside right calf. This right side is working to stay nice and long. The heart is reaching open and the left arm is reaching to the ceiling. And the gaze is either off of the left fingertips or straight ahead to the wall in front of you. Good. Breathe here. Stay active through that low belly, tug it in, up. Support that low back. On an exhale, circle this left hand down. Come back onto ball of left foot, but then step that left foot forward. Get ready for a waterfall pose. So we want all 10 toes facing forward. We want both of the heels melted to the mat, both of the knees soft but straight. And then bring the hands to the hips. Draw that right hip a little bit back, that left hip a little bit forward. Exhale, fold over those legs, waterfall pose. Head and neck hang heavy. Hamstring stretch in that right leg. Maybe a little also in that left leg, but I feel that left leg right in my hip. And you can stay here or breathe in, standing splits. Lift off that left foot on an inhale. Lower over the right foot on an exhale. Keeping those hips square though, we want these left toes pointing down. Breathe. Good, exhale, that left foot will step all the way to the back of the mat. That right foot will meet it. Breathe in, high plank pose. Maybe dropping those knees here. Inhale. Let's exhale, lower all the way down to the belly, super slow. Bring the arms alongside you. Feel the palms facing up. Breathe in, locust pose. Let everything lift off of the mat. Reach the fingertips back behind you. Feel the big toes coming together to touch. Good. Exhale, release. Stay right here or press up and back. Hero's pose or child's pose. Feel your breath. Check in and connect. Honor where you are now. And when you're ready, table pose, hands and knees. Organically move there. Downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Big breath in. Slow sigh out. Inhale, bend knees, peak gaze. Exhale, top of mat, standing forward fold. Release head and neck, breathe right here. Inhale, halfway lift, let's rise up. Exhale, fold forward, bend knees, sink hips. Chair pose, breathing in. And maybe this round you take those cactus arms, bending into the elbows so you can lift up through the heart. Let's bring those hands to heart center. Start to lift off of the right foot, sending it all the way back, stepping down, crescent warrior, breathing in. Notice your body here. Breathe with it. And exhale to side angle pose. Start to lower that left arm down to that left calf, pivoting right foot flat. And that left foot even can inch through center a little bit to adjust your stance. Right arm reaches up and overhead. Feeling that front body strong here, that upper body. The shoulders ease down the back. Extended side angle, breathe in, reach right fingertips forward. Feel that right side body stretch. Inhale, warrior two, rise up. Good. Deep sensation is building in that left thigh. Stay tuned into breath, even still. Inhale, sky archer pose. Reach for that bind, stretching through that left side. And then come into that star pose, arms wide, toes face forward. Now here, yogi's choice. You might come into that goddess squat once more, or you might choose to take a wide-legged forward fold here, interlacing fingers behind the back, or maybe simply just folding between those legs. Releasing the head and the neck. And you can stay here, restoring. Once you're ready to come back up, I'll walk you through that. If you're in that goddess squat though, and those toes are pointing out, and the knees are bent, stay right here in stillness, or maybe take some tick-tock motions, bringing fingertips behind the head. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Breathe in slow, rise up. Exhale, right elbow to right knee. Inhale, rise back up. Good. Take a couple more rounds. Good. Follow your breath. And then if you're in that wide-legged forward fold here, start to come back up. Bring hands under shoulders. Lift halfway. Draw in and up through the low belly. Bring the hands to the hips. And as you inhale, knees are soft. Rise up. Good. From here, left toes turn forward. Everyone's legs are straightened. Their arms are spreading wide. Inhale, lean forward. And exhale, triangle pose. Left hand inside, left shin. Right arm reaches up. Breathe. Good. Feeling that right rib cage reaching to the ceiling.
Every pose, we are active and soft, just in different places. So notice those pockets in your body. Exhale, circle down that right arm. Step that right foot forward halfway, or 1 foot really. Getting ready for that waterfall pose. Lifting through the chest, drawing that right hip forward, left hip back. Exhale, fold forward and let go. And stay right here, big hamstring stretch. Or ease forward, lift off, breathe in, standing splits. Good. As you exhale, step the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. The left foot meets it, breathing in here. Dropping knees as you exhale and tugging in and up through the low belly. Last breath in. Exhale all the way down, super, super slow. This round, yogi's choice. Maybe you take another locust pose, or maybe you interlace the fingers behind the back. Let everything lift. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Maybe staying right here on the belly, or pressing up and back, child's or hero's pose. Be with your breath right here. Feel it. Notice what is here with you. What is within you. Breathe with it. Letting it go as you exhale. Coming back to intention. Just a little more work to do. Nice and slow, we'll come back together in that table pose. Eventually meeting in the downward facing dog. Get yourself ready. Send those hips up and back. Good. Breathe in here. Sigh out. Next breath in, reach the right leg all the way up to the sky. You can stay here, or you can bend, open up that right knee. Make circles with that right foot here. And if you feel so called, go ahead and flip that dog, stepping the right foot outside the left, opening up through that front of the body, reaching that right arm forward. Breathe right here. Good. Back into downward facing dog, planting right hand, sending right leg up. Exhale, crunch forward and step that right foot between the hands, low lunge. From here, we're gonna come into airplane pose. So let's lift off of the right toes, bring hands to heart center, and inhale, rise up. Good. So lift off of those left toes, ground into that right foot. Work those hips towards square. And the hands can stay right here at heart center. Maybe they spread wide around you though, for that full airplane pose. Good. Slow as we can, pendulum swing up to majorette pose. Letting that left leg skim the mat past that right foot. And then we'll flex into the left foot, draw left knee into chest. Arms and gaze will reach up and overhead, majorette. Good. From here, let's take tree pose. Bring the left foot inside the left leg. So that might be on the calf. You might help that left foot up into that thigh. But if we're here, make sure that we're really active in that right thigh. So we're pressing as much into the foot as the foot is pressing into the thigh. Make sure you stay nice and safe here. That calf is a really good option, or maybe to help with balance today, you send the foot all the way down to the ankle and ground into the toes. Wherever we are, we want to open that left knee. Keep the hips though to the front of the room, and those hands can be at heart center, or maybe you let them grow like branches of a tree, spreading them overhead. Breathe right here, wherever you are. Inhale back into that majorette pose. Bring right hand to right knee. And you might even extend forward with that left foot here. Left arm reaches back, take a twist. Gaze shifts. Can be the most challenging part of this pose. Breathe. Good. Notice how I still say good, even though it's only to myself. In this moment, eventually you'll hear me. Breathe in, majorette. Exhale, last standing pose, figure four. Cross that right ankle over the left ankle over the right knee. Flex into the left foot though, so you feel that hip stretch here. Hands can be at heart center, or you might even grip into that right foot. Allow yourself to fold over and bring the hands to the mat. This can really deepen the hip stretch here. This is also a good way to prep for and set up for a really fun balancing pose. So it's nice to stretch there. Good, let's breathe in and come back through majorette. Nice work. Step that left foot to meet the right, standing mountain pose. Breathe in. Sigh out. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. High plank pose, breathe here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, breathe. Now for that left leg, move my glasses. As you inhale, let's extend that left leg back behind you. And you might bend the knee, extend to open, exploring here. You might even gently flip that dog, reaching forward, opening the front body, breathe. Exhale, plant left hand, send left foot back. Exhale, crunch forward, low lunge. Ground into that left foot, hands to heart center. Tug in and up through the low belly here. Airplane pose as you breathe in. Good. Find that expression that serves you in this moment. And it's okay if that means that you make a different choice. You're allowed to change your mind. Majorette pose next time you breathe in. Maybe even taking a pit stop with that right foot grounded. I just did. Breathe where you are here. Feeling that heart reaching forward, that tailbone even sticking out a little. Tree pose, next breath out. Bring that right foot inside of the left leg. Turn that right knee out. Breathe. Inhale back into that majorette pose. Reach for that bind and take your twist. Right arm reaches back. Gaze shifts. Breathe. These are the moments where you really can check in and see where you're at with yourself today. And for me, it's how easily laughter comes when I fall out of these poses or I wobble and shake. Is my reaction to give myself grace, or is it to judge myself? It's a good check-in. Because you know it's different every day. Come back through that majorette pose as you breathe in and move into figure 4, crossing the ankle, sending the hips back, stay really flexed, and maybe you even lean forward. Breathe right here. Good, come back through majorette pose, breathe in. Exhale, mountain pose, let it go. Maybe you even shake it off, release, do a little dance. Maybe you have tunes on and you want to shake those hips. I support you. Release those arms alongside you. Big breath in. Sigh out. Let's inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, halfway lift, high. Exhale, fold. Let's heel toe those feet nice and wide. Sink those hips down between those feet. Bring the hands together at heart center, press the elbows into inner thighs, yogi squat. Keep that heart lifting so that the spine is nice and long and in its natural curvature. And those heels might be lifted here or grounded. It's whatever feels more comfortable in your body, and pay particular attention to those knees. Good, when you're ready, reach the hands behind you. Allow yourself to sit back on the seat. And then you might draw those knees up into the chest. Tuck that chin into the chest, close the eyes. Give yourself like a real hug. I want you to think about your favorite person in the world. How much you love that person. How tight you hug them when you see them after a long time. Now remember that all of that love that you feel for that person, that love is inside you. And if you can love that person like that, then you can love this person, you, like that as well. So as you give yourself this hug, and I know we've been here a minute, so really squeeze in. Feel that love. It's inside of you. It is you. Good, when you're ready, let it go. Now let's take a little body opener because that was pretty intense. Ground into the feet, have the knees pointing skyward. Bring the hands to the mat behind you, fingertips pointing toward your hips. Reverse table. Breathe in, press into feet and arms, lifting up through the hips and the heart. And you might even walk those feet forward a little bit just so you really have those heels underneath the knees. Lift through the hips. Breathe here. Good. Send those hips back between the hands. Feel those feet flex. Send the legs out long, and you might even scoot the flesh away from the sit bones. I don't know, my teacher always just used to say that, and it made me feel more grounded. And from here, feel that heart and crown reaching forward. And as you exhale, let's lean forward with the chest, but we want that heart to stay reaching so we're not really crumping into our back.
And then let that head and neck hang heavy. Bring the hands to the mat beside you, palms face up, caterpillar pose. Breathe in, ease back out through seated. Head lifts last. You might want to release a little something from those hips. Let's bring the soles of the feet together to touch and let the knees spread nice and wide. We want that heart and spine reaching nice and long. Tugging in up through the low belly. We still need that low belly lock. Inhale here. And exhale, lean forward, releasing head and neck once you feel that resistance. Good, breathe right here. Easing back through seated, breathing in here. Let's send those feet forward and then ease all the way onto our backs, lying down. Good. From here, let's draw the knees into the chest, rock side to side. Maybe even making circles and giving our low back and the hips just like a nice little massage. This can feel really good. From here, let's find candlestick pose, sending the heels to the ceiling, bringing the arms alongside the body, and pointing and maybe flexing through the feet, staying right here. Now we can stay here. This is a great place to be. You get all the same benefits here as you do going into this next pose. I'm going to give the option for shoulder stand today. So from here, let's ground into the arms and start to send those feet all the way to the floor behind you. Now, it's kind of hard for me to talk back here because my chest is compressed, so I hope you can still hear me. We bring the hands to the low back for support and then work those elbows in close and check on the neck. Make sure that there's no weight on the neck. We want the weight in the shoulders. If you're here and this feels good, start to extend those heels back to the ceiling and come into shoulder stand. Good. Breathe here. And then temple pressure pose. As you exhale, the knees come down to surround the ears behind you. Use those arms as brakes here. Ease out really, really slow. One vertebrae at a time. And we'll all meet up with the soles of the feet planted. Getting ready for a bridge pose. Arms alongside us. Feel the shoulders come snug underneath the body. Breathe in, press up. Bridge pose. So here, notice those inner thighs, feel them drawing together. We want the glutes to be soft. And so even if you feel the hips drop a little bit as you soften your glutes, that's okay. We really want to focus on that heart opening. And we're easing out of that lower spine. Good, exhale, come back to the mat. Good, maybe you windshield wiper the knees off to one side and then the other. Good. From here, draw the knees into the chest. Allow the arms to spread wide to a T. And then as you breathe out, let's ease those knees off to one side. And you might even bring that arm over to the other side so our whole body is on this side. And then let those arms open back up like you're opening a book. And the gaze can be through center, or you might turn the gaze toward those left fingertips. And just breathe. Good. Next inhale, slowly draw the knees back through center. Let's pause there. Really pause. And then slowly drop those knees off to the left. Maybe bringing that arm over to the left and then breathing in to open up, twist. Breathing in, bringing knees back through center. Reaching for the backs of the thighs or maybe those outside edges of feet. Happy baby. Draw the knees nice and wide. Feel those feet just a little wider. Full spine is connected to the mat. Let's sway side to side. And then when you're ready, we'll start to find our way to final rest and stillness, allowing the arms and the legs to reach long and wide. And you might have the palms facing up to receive all of this energy that you've cultivated in your space. Let it soak in. Or maybe you bring the hands to the body and you ground and you connect here. Wherever you choose to be, one last breath, all together, fill. Sigh. Sweet rest. Shavasana. Slowly start to take a deeper breath. Letting that breath really extend into the body. Wiggling fingers and toes, circling wrists and ankles.
eyes, rocking head. Then maybe you take that nice long stretch. Draw knees into chest. Real full hug. Fetal pose off to one side. Holding ourselves right here. And then pressing up. Coming together in a seated place. Keeping the eyes closed as we draw the hands together at heart center. Bow the head. Feel the breath. Remembering always that the deepest parts of you, the thing underneath all of it, that is only light and love, that is our true essence. And that place that exists inside of me, it is the exact same as the place that exists inside of you. It's in every being walking this planet. It's in the blades of grass that grow from the ground and the light that shines from the sun overhead. All of this is you. It's been my honor to guide you through practice. My light bows to and honors your light. Namaste. Thank you, friends, for joining us today. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm happy that you took class. There are lots of things to check out on Study at Home. So feel free to browse around and see another video. And as always, you know where to find me. Call me, text me, shoot me an email. If you don't know where to find me, you can always just look at the very bottom of the website and you can find all my info there. I love you so much, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.